What the fuck?
5 more minutes, Becca.
Isabella?
Oh. Wait. Wait. Wait, that was supposed to happen? Fuck me, dude. I thought it was just fucking with me. God, I changed the resolution. I fucked with everything. I thought I was going crazy, but it's the game. I need a sip of water, man. Fuck this. Anyways, hey guys, what's up? And welcome back to the letter. Episode 3. So, yeah, the fog immediately lifts from my mind the moment I recognize the voice and my eyes snap open. They're looking down at me. Looking down at me is Rose. Another woman loiters beside her, but my attention is too focused on my co-agent to even ask why there's someone else with her. Rose's posture just screams worry, although she's keeping a straight face, or trying at least. I can't help but feel bad for making her fret. A wave of dizziness washes over me as I try to get up, forcing me to lie down again. Luckily, the feeling subsides after a few seconds. Only a mild throbbing somewhere at the back of my head remains. With little assistance from Rose, I push myself upright. She hands me an ice pack and gestures for me to press it where I suspect a small bump has already formed. If the light ache in the area indicates anything.
Alright, Isabella, where are we?
The Ermengarde mansion. Why? Ow, my head.
And the date today?
October 21st? Rose.
Last one. Can you count to 15 in reverse order?
15, 14, 13, 12 teen. No, that's wrong. Why are we doing this?
She's just checking if your injury is in any way serious.
This time, I curiously regard the woman standing beside Rose. It's impossible to overlook her, what with the way she towers over us. And here I thought Rose is already tall. Who is she anyway? One of the remaining cleaning crews? But with how primely she's dressed, I don't think anyone would want to clean in a suit, an expensive suit at that. The gloves alone must have already cost a fortune. Her eyes slowly shift between me and Rose, considering us with an almost unreadable expression, before finally fixing a sharp gaze on me. I can't help but fold my arms protectively over myself as she does so. She may be far from a cleaning crew, but she certainly looks like our supervisor during evaluation.
Just do it, please.
I eyed them both warily, but recite everything as she asked. Rose releases a breath of relief once I'm done.
You scared me for a moment there. I was about to call for an ambulance. Are you alright?
Exasperation soon replaces the dull ache. The memory's a little bit fuzzy, but the attic and...
There was someone, Rose. In the attic.
Someone? You mean a client? Oh, that's unlikely. It's probably just one of the cleaning crews. The boss sent a few of them back this morning for some last minute...
No, not any of those. I'm not actually sure. Wait, didn't I call you? You said you were in the attic when you answered. That's why I went there in the first place.
Both Rose and the lady look at me like I've just grown another head. Did I say something weird? Rose quickly casts an apologetic smile at the woman before the awkward silence stretches on further. It's her saleswoman smile, the same one she taught me back when I was still her trainee. I should show this to troublesome clients, or just avoid trouble in general, she advised. It's also the same one she gives me when I've done something particularly absurd that may cause us both to lose a potential sale. Her eyes are serious when she turns back to me. Shakes both my shoulders, gently squeezes it, and with as much patience as she can muster.
As much as I'd love to have gotten at least a heads up of your arrival, I didn't really get a call from you. You know, signal here is absolutely horrendous. I was in the garden earlier and couldn't even make a single call. Isabella, I'm going to ask again. Are you really alright?
I don't know. It's all a bit blurry. I remember I was looking for you, but you weren't in the attic. And there's... whoever it is. Then I must have tripped on a rug or something on the way down. Oh no. Do you think someone came in while you were out? You left the main door open. We are so going to get into big trouble if something gets stolen, Rose.
Perhaps it is a concussion.
Are you sure you feel fine? We could still call for an ambulance. I could cover for you.
No, I'm fine. I'm okay, Rose. I can work.
Wait. Hold your horses, Rose. I can't just miss an important sale because of a minor bump on the head. An extremely minor bump. I've had worse when I was a kid. This is nothing.
Besides, if I leave, you'll have to shoulder everything in the open house, alone. And in a mansion this big?
Well, there's also the part where I may lose that bonus B or C promised, but that's completely beside the point. Rose gives me a skeptical look when I return the cold compass to her and push myself off the floor. I have to use the staircase's railings to steady myself, but otherwise I feel fine.
See? I'm A-okay.
The two of them exchange a worried glance, and Rose assumes a contemplative look. I bite my lower lip in anticipation if she says no.
All right, you in.
A smile threatens to slip out of me.
If I see that you aren't feeling well, I'm taking you personally to the nearest clinic to have you checked. Clear?
Clear as day, ma'am. Thanks, Rose.
You insisted. But remember what I said. First sign of you looking not okay, and we're off. No questions asked.
It's just a small bump. Don't worry.
You shouldn't downplay these kinds of things. It could be a serious injury for all we know.
Suddenly, a small cough sounds against the walls of the foyer, interrupting our banter. The woman is looking expectantly on the two of us, her stare making me shrink back a little on myself. She isn't really intimidating. Well, she is. But not in a scary, negative way. Far from it, actually. Her demeanor simply commands an air of sophistication and respect. In a different world, a younger me would have probably wished to be like her. She's gonna keep coughing until I stop monologuing this shit, isn't she? At her lack of response, she coughs again, lifting a well-trimmed eyebrow at me in question. Words get caught in my throat at the sight of it, and Rose, as usual, is swift to catch my blunders.
My sincerest apologies, Mrs.
Miss McCulloch. Marianne McCulloch.
What? McCulloch? McCulloch? Okay, I got it. Oh, it's a card. Marianne McCulloch. Trailey Rose Designs, interior designer at xmail.com, 445387071836. She hands Rose her business card. The words interior designer catch my eyes before my partner flips it over. Oh, probably someone interested in the mansion for its 17th century influences then. I won't hold it against her though. Despite her hearsays and remaining uninhabited for years, the mansion's original fittings and furniture have been kept completely intact and restored to pristine condition. I suppose some people can find the trip to the past feeling appealing. Trip to the past feeling appealing. Feeling appealing, it threw me off because it rhymes. After all, with what it offers, this place could have been a haven for people looking to live somewhere with a classic historical charm.
Miss McCullough, I'm Rose Cooper, and this is my partner, Isabella Santos. We're just ironing out a few things, but we'll be starting the tour soon enough. In the meantime, we've prepared some refreshments for you in the parlor while you're waiting. If you could please.
Thanks. There's no need for it, though. I just dropped by for a quick survey of the place.
Oh, you do have an accent. Okay, I didn't notice it at first. I thought you just sounded kind of bitchy.
I thought I should check the estate before I meet with the homeowners.
Rose's confusion is impossible to miss when she glances at me, and I return it with an equally perplexed look. And against my better judgment, I blurt out the first question that comes to my mind.
I'm sorry. Homeowners?
I should have kept my mouth shut. A flash of irritation crosses her face, but instantly disappears under a mask of professionalism detachment.
Yes. Hannah Wright? I was hired by her to handle the interior design for their newly bought home. This is the Ermengarde mansion, right?
Ermengarde, yeah, it's the Ermengarde mansion.
It is, but...
She pauses, possibly trying to find the right words to fix the awkward situation without offending someone. Oh, shit. Fuck you. You ain't getting me with this shit. I'm gonna get that true ending. Suddenly, Rose nudges me with her elbow. We'll check with our superior. I don't know. You see, the second one it's got that unprofessionalism to it. So let me check with my superior, which is probably the green-haired lady, right? Oh, relationship status updated. What happened? Did I? Ah, I made Marianne happy. Wow. Okay. Those few moments have given me enough time to clear my head of any nervousness or confusion clouding it.
It is, ma'am, but we weren't aware the mansion has already been sold.
What do you mean?
I almost flinch when she turns her gaze on me, but I stand my ground. Besides, it isn't like I haven't dealt with awkward situations like this before. I may screw up at times, but that doesn't mean I haven't learned a thing or two in 5 years I've worked into the business.
The mansion is indeed for sale, ma'am. Today's the open house, in fact. However, we haven't heard anything from the higher-ups that a deal has already been closed for this particular property. If you'd like, my co-agent and me can check with them right now.
She nods, seemingly in deep thought after I finished. She appears to be a reasonable person anyway. Giving the proper explanation, she'd surely understand.
I thought something looked odd when I arrived here. Excuse me, I think I need to make a call to my secretary.
Cool.
Thank you for your assistance, Miss Santos.
With a slight wave of her hand, she leaves us. It seems to be the end of it. Both Rose and I breathe a sigh of relief. Disaster averted. Wait, is Rose also one of these? No, Rose, you are gonna die. Also, I don't miss thumbs up. I also don't miss the thumbs up she gives me for doing a good job, and I can't help but swell with pride. Still, I've already prepared myself to dial the number our Luxembourg office and check, even if she didn't ask for it. I'll be very frustrated if for some reason something is already decided without my or Rose's permission. Knowledge. Yep, that's the word. That's a whole new level of unfair. We've been working hard on this. Moments later, Miss McCullough returns, looking a little frustrated, but with an apology clear in her face. I feel a little sorry for having to go through all this trouble.
There seems to have been a little misunderstanding with my client. If you'll allow it, I'd like to stay and wait for them here.
Yeah, sure.
I was informed they'll be dropping by for the open house today. I figured it'd be a waste to just leave after that long drive. I might as well meet him here.
Yeah, do what you need.
Certainly. You could stay at the parlor in the meantime, ma'am. I'm sure it won't be long before our guests arrive. And, Isabella? I left a few documents in my car. You know where I keep those.
Nope.
Can you please get it for me?
Sure. Rose takes a glance at her wristwatch before tossing me a set of
And
keys.
hurry. We've still got a few minutes to double check those papers.
I'm going to get your papers, lady. Tell me to
Okay,
fucking
got
hurry.
it.
The two of them disappear behind the parlor's door. Okay, the journal was updated. To what? Okay, that's a lot of stuff I gotta read. Okay. The departure brings with it a stillness to keep me company, neither welcoming nor comforting. Alone, like this, it's impossible not to think of what really happened. I wish the memory isn't elusive as it normally is. Then again, Rose already said she didn't receive any call from me. Was it just paranoia? A temporary lapse of having heard all those tales about this place? Probably. I want to think of it as such. Better think of it as such so I can work in peace. Except a smart part of me begs to differ, and I am really going to be completely honest with myself. I want nothing more than to leave this place as soon as possible. I don't know what's in this house, and I don't want to know. The keys Rose have just handed me dig into my palm. Its jagged edges create shallow ridges on my skin from how hard I'm clutching it. It's a reminder of what I still need to do, and why I've taken this job in the first place. Hugging my blazer closer to my body, I exit the house to get what Rose had asked for me. Just a few hours later, Isabella. Sell this house to get the money. Okay. It's gonna be a little hard to sell with all that blood on the walls. What the fuck? October 21st, Friday, Armageddon Mansion. Huh? Wait. Okay. Fuck you. I ain't falling for no bullshit. A flock of people have already gathered in the mansion's front yard by the time we officially open the doors. I'm not sure who am I? Wait, I can check this, right? Okay, I'm still Isabella. Okay. I'm not sure whether I feel baffled or underdressed standing in their presence. Men and women of wealth, status, all dressed to the nines in fancy suits and lovely dresses of varying colors, compose the medium-sized crowd. Their necks, arms, and fingers are adorned with silver and gold glinting in the afternoon sun. Some even have ridiculously fancy feathered hats on their heads. I really hope there aren't any magpies living nearby in the stories. Those birds will always have field day in this. There are murmuring among themselves, looking at the estate's facade appraisingly, with some arguing about whose mansion has the superior architecture. Okay, so I thought I just took a trip to the past, but I guess I didn't. Okay, but most of it stops as Rose calls for their attention. They don't look too pleased about being ordered around, but what the fuck can they do about it?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Rose Cooper, and this is my partner, Isabella Santos.
What's up?
We'll be taking a tour of the mansion in 2 groups. Please make sure you filled up our sign-in forms before joining a specific group.
Those who want to look around the first floor, please follow my partner. I'll be guiding the ones who wish to see the ground floor.
What? Wait, isn't the first floor the ground floor? Wouldn't the second floor be, you know, the one above the ground floor? Also, I keep forgetting you can't see my fucking mouse, so I can't really do things. Hearing this, a few wander to me. They're mostly old ladies who seem daunted at the idea of climbing all those stairs. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Miss Kal also joins our group, but what really catches my eye is the elegantly dressed pair she approaches.
It's so nice to finally meet you. When Chief Inspector Lee mentioned that a famous interior designer is in town, I knew I had to get you.
Your confidence in my skills is very flattering, ma'am.
I'm sure you won't disappoint, Marianne.
Oh, you know each other?
Not at all, ma'am.
You mentioned something about a Marianne on our way here, darling?
Oh, yes, I think I did.
Ah, they must be the clients she was talking about. I might have seen their faces somewhere before, some magazine or television, I can't quite remember. But then again, most of our guests have likely ended up on the news one way or another. I wouldn't be surprised if these two already have. For people who are popular, though, they aren't as dressed as loudly as others, and in their simplicity, the couple stands out. The woman in particular is stunning enough to turn heads of most people in my group, especially the men with wandering eyes. The guy standing beside her doesn't seem to mind, though. If I'm going to be a bit bolder with my assumptions, I say he's basking in the attention. Both of them, in fact. I think they are brother and sister if it wasn't for their public display of affection. Their matching rings on their fingers just cement the fact that they are indeed a couple. Whatever. Couple or not, what's important is that we get this deal closed before the current owners can even think of canceling the listing. I just hope one of the people in my group or Rose's group is brave enough to and generous enough to buy this mansion. And so with papers in hand, I lead the way. When they aren't whispering among themselves or going ooh and ah over one thing or another, they ask questions. From how restoration process went to the history of the place, I answered them all. More than happy to talk about the art pieces and architecture, though. Mostly. See, the blonde and the the male blonde and the girl blonde, they kind of resemble the couple a little bit. They should buy the house, it's perfect for them. However, I'm careful not to mention anything about the urban legend. Not a good material for sales talk, even if the entire population of Luxembourg knows about it.
Some of the furnishings here are actually the 17th century originals, all of which have undergone a painstaking restoration process just to return its original beauty.
Even the glass thing. Colorful ones. Oh, I don't know, but you get the idea, I hope.
Especially that one, ma'am. It is said to be a gift commissioned by the fiancé of Lady Charlotte Ermengarde. The mansion's current owners have specifically requested that the restoration crew take great care in handling it. It's a priceless work of art and the most distinctive feature of the mansion.
By the time I've stopped talking, her attention is already elsewhere.
Isn't this place wonderful, darling? I told you it's not a total waste of your time.
I don't know. Isn't it a bit too small? We might have to break a wall down to have more room.
Well, I think it is just right. Don't you think so, Marianne?
It is splendid, ma'am.
Story updated, what the fuck does that mean?
But isn't it a little too early to make plans when no deal has been signed yet?
Never mind that. It isn't going to be a problem. We've got a wonderful legal team to handle everything. Start taking notes, though. I think I've got a few things I want changed before we move in.
The rest of the conversation gets lost in the chatter of our companions. I don't want to make any assumptions yet, but their sheer interest is enough to give me some semblance of hope. Oh, please, please, please let these guys be the one. Eventually, our group reaches the kitchen. Ooh, the kitchen. Ew, this place looks old. I mean, it is old, but it's an old-ass stove. Much like the rest of the house, a great deal of effort has been put into retaining the room's classic appeal. They open... Wait, where's the fridge? Is there no fridge? The open hearth at the end of the room, in particular, looks amazing, like the ones I've only seen in fairy tale books. And mad props to the cleaning crew. Seriously, after overhearing hundreds of their complaints about the soot and tar staining the bricks, and how much it is a pain in the arse cleaning this will be, they still managed to pull this off. Or make it look presentable at least.
The highlight of the room, however, is what's underneath this hatch here.
Oh, don't say anything yet. An underground wine cellar.
No, it's a refrigerator. This is the first time the guy in gray speaks up, Mr. Luke Wright. My memory supplies from the forms they signed earlier. His sudden attentiveness catches me off guard. Since the start of the tour, only his wife has shown any form of genuine interest in this place. But this time, something lights up in his eyes at the mention of the Undercroft. What's so interesting about a basement? I really don't understand rich people sometimes. Right now, he just gives me the impression of a child who has seen what he absolutely wants for Christmas. I've always found it cute whenever I see children act that way, my younger siblings especially. On a grown man, it's almost funny.
Yes, sir. It could house around 7,000 to 11,000 bottles of wine.
That's a fuck ton of alcohol.
Truly. And the room, how was it built?
With a shovel.
The bricks that were used to build the cellar have been carefully picked for the purpose of maintaining and preserving a constant temperature and humidity in the room.
Yes, that too.
It's a good place to keep your private collection in if you have one, sir.
If you have 10,000 bottles of wine, you may want to get, this fucking castle.
It keeps the corks in good condition.
Okay.
Oh, love. Didn't you say before that you wanted to make your own personal vineyard? Perhaps you could start one here.
You know we're going to need space for that, darling.
And this isn't big enough yet, dude. That's a
If
fuck
it's
ton of
space you're
wine.
worried about, sir, the Ermengarde mansion sits on a 46-acre lot. There's plenty of room for it. We were told that the original owners had a horse stable built here before, too.
There's a contemplative expression on Mr. Wright's face, but he doesn't say anything further. His wife, however, seems really pleased that he started to show interest, if only a little. I smile to myself. I may not completely understand how these people's mind works, but I sure as hell know how to spot a buyer with sincere interest. Score. I can't wait to tell Rose. The rest of the tour goes by without a hitch. After more than half an hour, we're able to cover almost every room in the ground floor and are heading to the parlor. Funny, the first time BRC had to survey the property, I kept complaining to Rose how big it is. Now, I can't bring myself to care, no matter how much my feet hurt. Maybe this is just my excitement over a possible sale. Okay. When we reach the parlor, however, an odd feeling washes over me. I'm getting my hands on the keyboard too, just in case I gotta fuck a button. It starts off small goosebumps on my skin, a feeling of being watched intently. There's fucking eyes on these fucking paintings. There's a door. There's a clock moving. Whispers in my ear and shadows dancing, lurking in the corner of my vision. Dark silhouettes that are gone when I turn to look. A chill settles down my spine, making me feel sick, and I start to break out in a cold sweat. I can't do this. I need to sit down for a moment. The old ladies in the group have been requesting for a break anyways. If I can just...
Excuse me, everyone? We will be taking a 15-minute rest here before we visit the first floor. In the meantime, please help yourselves to the refreshments and snacks we've prepared. If anyone has any questions, feel free to approach me. I'd be happy to help you.
I let them sit a while I retreat to a quiet corner to recover. And it's not what you think. Okay, do these motherfuckers not hear this? Don't think about it. Yeah, it's not what you think. I probably just caught Becca's cold. Don't think, yeah. Not so much that colds don't, give you fucking voices in your ears and shadows in the corners of your eyes. But it's been a while since I've had a cold, so I'm left alone for a good while, the same words spilling out of my lips in a silent prayer. Until a hand taps my shoulder.
Hello, you there?
Ah!
Yes, ma'am?
Oh, look at you. Having to show a group around a mansion this big must be exhausting.
Not a problem, ma'am. I'm just doing my job.
What a hard worker. Anyway, Isabel, right?
Isabella, actually. But yes, what can I help you with, ma'am, right?
Please, just Hannah. Call me Hannah. I just wanted to ask, how soon are we able to move in?
My brain completely stops. The sick feeling plaguing me is suddenly gone, replaced by utter bewilderment. Is this a joke? She looks at me expectantly as I struggle to come up with an answer.
Wait, ma'am, ma'am, you see, but we haven't even negotiated a price yet, ma'am. We haven't even finished touring the rest of the mansion. A sale would be great and all, but...
She stops me from speaking any further and puts a hand on my shoulder. For a moment, with her tight smile, she looks as if she's tasted a particularly sour lemon.
Oh, please, sweetie, don't insult me. Money is not a problem. And, just between you and me, this place is better off with us than with some old lady who'll probably just fill it up with cats.
I personally don't think there's anything wrong with having cats here, Ma'am Hana. I'm sure there's more than enough space here if you want pets.
Perhaps I'm still not feeling well, but what's wrong with cats? More importantly, why is she talking about moving in already?
Well, I'm more of a dog person.
Okay.
But you see, this is going to be a gift to my darling. It's going to be our anniversary soon.
One hell of an anniversary gift.
And it would be so wonderful if you can secure its purchase for us. Why, I can even offer something extra if you help us out with the paperwork.
We actually have a process for this, ma'am. I don't really think that would be necessary or appropriate.
And just what are you two lovely ladies talking about here? Leaving me and our lovely interior designer to talk here by ourselves. What would the people think, darling?
Oh, it's just small talk, love. I was asking if she could help me with the paperwork.
I try not to wince when her nails dig into my shoulder. Wait, what? Story updated. That keeps throwing me for a loop. I can't help but send an imploring look at Miss McCullough, as only gives me an apologetic look, smile, and a shrug.
Yeah, I can give you a fact sheet and a form to fill out.
She wastes no time in taking the papers from my hand and shuffles through the bunch. Oh man, Rose is going to be so angry at me for letting her do that.
Wonderful. And Marianne, I'd really love to talk to you about those changes. You took some notes earlier, yes?
I did, Mom. But I really hope that this time...
Excellent. Hopefully you can help us out too, Isabel.
Isabella.
Right. It's a lovely name, Isabel.
Wow.
It's Isabella.
Yes, that's great. We'll be more than happy to put in a good word to your superiors too, and... What's this?
Oh, she found the letter. D-list horror prop. I just got an achievement. A look of confusion and disgust appears on her face. Turning to her husband, he merely shrugs in reply.
That's, an interesting work of art. Not to my taste, though. I'm sorry.
I'm saving, because I don't like this. I'm just gonna save here.
Darling, Buttercup, art is a complete overstatement for this garbage. It looks like a cheap prop from a D-list horror film.
Shush, love. Let the girl do what she pleases with, what do they call this?
Death Note.
Oh, forget about it. At the very least, it's not as dreadful as the one art exhibit I was forced to attend last month. You should have seen it, Marianne. Even you would have been appalled. But I'm sure you'll know what to do with our walls once we get started.
I highly doubt it is as bad as you say, Ma'am. Nevertheless, you can be assured that my team will only pick whatever suits your tastes. Nothing of this chain letter sort, of course. It has to always work with a palette.
I'm quite sure chain letters these days don't come in this form.
It's my turn to be puzzled. What do they mean? Rose and I double-checked everything. Are the papers I handed not enough? I want to ask what I did wrong. I don't want to mess this up. But with the way Mom Hannah's leading the conversation, I'm afraid that's exactly what will happen if I do interrupt her.
That's good to hear. See, darling, isn't she an absolute delight to work with? I can't wait to see how this place will look when she's done with it.
Oh, you don't have to tell me that, Buttercup.
A smile is back on her face when she turns to me and hands me a strange piece of paper. Okay, that's gonna be where I end this episode of the letter. I'm pretty sure we just made this sale and they found the letter, so that's gonna be cool. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great one. Bye-bye.